Hey everyone, I'm Marisha. I'm a library assistant at the Bowen Island Public Library, and I'm going to be talking about TumbleBooks. So we're going to go over accessing TumbleBooks from your browser, browsing and searching, using the controls on TumbleBooks, saving TumbleBooks in favorites and playlists, and the types of TumbleBooks and other resources that are on Tumble. So I'm going to share my screen and show you a TumbleBook.
Home, high on our mountain, under our glorious ginkgo tree, happily tucked in the crook of my Emmy's elbow. It was all I'd ever known, until the day of the storm.
Okay, so that's a little bit what a TumbleBook looks like. So TumbleBooks is a digital library of animated talking picture books. They're narrated, animated. They have text that highlights as it is being narrated, and there are also some that are not animated and not narrated, more like regular eBooks. They come in fiction, nonfiction, different reading levels, Spanish, French. There's National Geographic videos and games, licensed books, and the real pro is that there's instant access. So there's no holds or wait times for TumbleBooks. You can access them right away, and more than one user can read a TumbleBook at the same time. There's easy, quick access and no complicated logging in if you're just using your browser. They do use cookies on your device. So if you save favorites or playlists, they will show up on that device. But if you use a different device, you won't see your favorites or playlists. And if you clear your cookies on your device, those favorites will disappear. So it's something to keep in mind. And you do also need an internet connection. So TumbleBooks are not for downloading and reading offline. You do need an internet connection while you're using TumbleBooks. You can use TumbleBooks on a computer, tablets, smartphones, not an e-reader. Again, they're not like regular eBooks that way. You can use TumbleBooks in your browser, and there's also an app for your mobile devices. So to access TumbleBooks, you're going to go to bowenlibrary.ca and hover over Kids and Teens and click on TumbleBooks. There's a few other ways you can access TumbleBooks from our website, but that's going to be the fastest. So again, hovering over Kids and Teens, under Kids, clicking TumbleBooks. That will take you to TumbleBooks, and you're in as a Bowen Island Public Library patron because it says our name at the top. We're looking at the TumbleBook homepage, and this is a great way to browse for books you might want to read. If you scroll down, they have a number of playlists that they've assembled, and if you see one you like, you can search through on the right with the little arrow tab to see more, or you can click on the name of the playlist to see everything in that playlist. And you can click on the logo on the top left to get back to the homepage. There's also genre tabs here, so storybooks, read-alongs, nonfiction, and those will take you to more playlists within those genres. We'll talk about each of those genres in just a minute. You can also search for books, titles, etc. So on the top right, I am hitting Tumble search, and that has taken me to the search page. You can enter a title. You can enter a author. Let's say Robert Munch. That'll take you to books by that author. Back to the search. You can search by subject by putting cats, and it's giving me books on cats. Search by language. Search by tumble time, which is the length of the book. Genre, again, the genres they have here. And Lexile Level and Accelerated Reader are ways of helping students read and finding reading material that fits their reading level. Some of the TumbleBooks collection has an AR level or a Lexile level associated with them if you're looking for those kinds of things. And you could also search by going to the index on this blue search bar on the left. I'll click on index, and it gives you an A to Z index. You can click on any of these letters to take you down to that letter. So I clicked on R, and it gives you the name and the author and the genre, whether it's narrated with a little speaker icon. And you can just go to the start of that letter and click the arrow on the right to get you back up to the top. So we're going to pick a book and show you a bit what that looks like. I'm going to pick this book that I've saved to my favorites. So on the book page, it gives you the title, a little bit of a summary, some book details on the right, the author, illustrator, publisher, Lexile reading level, and if it has an accelerated reader level, it'll put it there. And this is a storybook. So this tab here, the blue, where it says storybooks, is like the junior fiction books equivalent in the library. So for younger readers. And you can click read online to read it, and it's going to open the Tumble Player. And the Tumble Player, you can just hit start to start playing, or the start button down here. You can move pages right and left, or back and forward and backwards. And then there's some controls on the side. Close will take you back to the TumbleBooks homepage. Auto just plays it automatically like it normally would if you hit play. Manual allows you to control the controls and turns the volume off. So we'll play this one and play with the controls a bit. So I'm going to hit play, start playing. And if you want your controls back, just move your mouse. They'll come back.
This is Ira Krim, and this is Malcolm Cake.
So I'm going
They both have delicious...
Turn the volume off on the left, because I just want to watch it. And I'm also going to hit manual. There we go. So manual allows me to be the reader, and it just displays the page. And then I can control when the page turns as well. So those are a few of the controls on what we call Tumble Player. I'm going to close it and show you a different kind of storybook. So still in the storybooks level of reader. That was one that uses the Tumble Player. And I'm also going to show you one called The Bears We Know. And this comes in sort of a different format. It's more like a video, kind of like a YouTube video. So where the TumbleBook Player one said, it said read online here on the left, this one says play video. So it's going to open in a new window. So click that. And it's automatically playing. I'm going to turn the volume down on this. You can skip ahead.
We have never seen the bears, but we know they are there, and we know what they do.
So if you wanted to be the reader or have your child be the reader, you could always hit pause at each page and have them read out the page, or you can read out the page. You can also just hit play, but then turn the volume off if you like. And then it'll go through and you can read the highlighted text if you like. So there's all these different ways you can interact with these animated books. So I'm going to close this little window. And we're going to look next at using favorites and playlists. So favorites, if you want to add a book to your favorites, you just click this button on the left, add to favorites, and it will remember it for later. So you can go back to your favorites collection and you'll see everything that you've favorited. And just keep in mind that it saves to according to your device. So I've saved these when I access TumbleBooks on my laptop. But if I try to access TumbleBooks on my iPad, it won't show these favorites. And I'm going to go back to that page, and you can also add books to playlists. So you go add to playlist, and then you go to your playlist on the blue menu bar here. And I've got one here now, but if I added another and I hit Tumble Player and started playing, then the books would start playing sequentially. So you could have a long playlist that play one after the other and just keep going on and on. TumbleBooks also has playlists set up that you can just access right away, and that's in these colored tabs here. So I'm going to click on playlists, and there's different times and different themes. So if I go to this early readers playlist and I clicked on this one and started playing it, it would play through, and then it would at the end go to the next one, and at the end of that one it would go to the next one. So those are favorites and playlists. I'm going to show you some of the other genres under TumbleBooks. So these tabs, we were looking at storybooks. The next level up is Readalongs. So Readalongs don't have pictures. I'll show you this one, A Bee in Your Ear. And they are all text. They are narrated, however. So in the bottom left, there's a play button. So you can hit play.
Kate had never won anything. She'd never won the jelly bean contest. She'd never won the running race on sports day.
I'm going to hit pause. So narrated and highlighted text, but certainly any reader could go ahead and just read it on their own without having it narrated. They just don't have to hit play. They've got backwards and forward buttons for pages, and the page numbers on the bottom. There's a chapter menu, so you can skip to other chapters if you like. I'll hit chapter 10, close. Now I'm in chapter 10. You can create a bookmark, so you know where you are. You can just go set bookmark, close, and say I go back to chapter 7. If I click bookmark and I go to bookmark, it will take me back to chapter 10. There's text options as well, so you can increase the text size, the text spacing between lines, and choose a different font if you like. Close that. There's also color options. For instance, if you like a warmer background, something that's a little easier on your eyes, you can choose a warm color and then even change the text color. There we go. Looks a little different. You can make notes for each chapter. So there's one notepad per chapter. So you just enter a little title here, test chapter 10, test, save, and say you go away from chapter 10, go to chapter 8. Well, you can create a new note for chapter 8. And I'm going to go back to my chapter menu. I think we were in chapter 10. Go to my notes. Now I click notes again, and there's my chapter 10 note. So this could be a fun thing to do for asking your child to make a summary of a chapter or write down their thoughts each time they do reading. And it could be a way for you to track your child's reading. So those are read-alongs. So they're like our chapter books and early readers in the library. They're kind of that level. So I'm going to go back. Homepage. Nonfiction. So nonfiction comes in all different sort of levels of reading. So this one, for instance, is one of those videos where it says play videos. And they're on a variety of nonfiction topics, which they have listed here when you hit the nonfiction tab. And again, you can just scroll through and hit more to see more under that topic. There are also videos by National Geographic. They are usually pretty short. You just hit play video. Comes up in a new window.
Oh, baby elephant, such a hoot. You're so darn wrinkly and so darn cute. Whether clowning with your bestest.
So there you go. I just turned the volume down on that video player. And many of these videos go along with books they have in their collection. Language learning. If we click on that, so we have access to books in Spanish and French. And there's also puzzles and games. So this book, The Bears We Know, we looked at earlier, and click on the sentence game, play game. So we will start, and it gives you a sentence. The bears sleep late every day. So you would choose which image goes with that sentence. I think it's that one. Right. Okay. So close out of that. And yeah, that was puzzles and games. So why would you want to use TumbleBooks? Well, they're great for independent reading, no matter what the reading level of the reader, because they are narrated. And you can turn that narration on or off. They're great for group activities where more than one child needs to access the same book because they're instantly accessible, as long as you have an internet connection. They are never checked out. There's no holds. Kids who like to read the same books as their friends, this is a great way to do it. It teaches the use of technology, and for any children who learn better by using technology, this could be a good resource for them. It's good for reluctant readers and struggling readers because of that narrated aspect. They can follow along the text with their eyes and hear the words come in. So they are multisensory in that way. They are professionally narrated and could be a supplement to speech therapy as well. Whenever access to books or someone to read those books to you is a challenge, they are here. So again, great for independent reading. This collection I've been showing you is the K-3 collection. And I'm just going to show you two more genres that are in the K-6 collection, which we have had access to in the past, and I believe we are going to be getting again. So I'm just going to take a moment to show you what that looks like. And if you have older readers who are interested in eBooks or graphic novels, you can send us an email and I can clue you in or let you know when we have access to these again. But I've been given a link to show you what they look like. So on the tabs, you would have these two extra ones, eBooks and graphic novels. So eBooks are a lot like the Readalongs in that they are all text. There's some instructions that come up in the Tumble Player. And you just click on the center of the player to get your controls. And if you click on the right or left, that will turn the page. So I'm clicking on the right to turn the page and to get to the start of the ebook. And so there it is, chapter 1. So these, again, another collection of books you can have instant access to for advanced readers. So I'm going to click on the center to get my controls. You have access to your chapters. So you can click on a chapter to get to that. You can, again, increase the font or decrease the font, create a bookmark, or go ahead and close the reader. So those are eBooks. And there's also I'm going to show you graphic novels. So this one's in French. I'm going to go read online. They look a little bit different. They have controls forward and back for the chapters, but you actually read top to bottom, kind of like a PDF. So you just scroll down to read your graphic novel. So that is how to access TumbleBooks from your browser. So I'm going to show you just how to access the TumbleBooks app using an iPad. So you can download it from the App Store if you just do a search for TumbleBooks. TumbleBooks. And there it is on the right. And I'm going to open it. Okay. And I'm going to rotate my iPad so we can see. So it'll give you this screen to start. So I talked earlier about accessing TumbleBooks from your browser. It's easy. You just go through bowenlibrary.ca and click the link and you're in. There's no logging in. But with the TumbleBooks app for a mobile device, you do have to log in. So you click library, enter your country, your province, and your library name, Bowen Island Public Library, and library card number. I've got one here. Okay, so this is what the app version looks like. And just keeping in mind, you won't see some of the resources that you would see in the browser because those ones use Flash, which this can't access. So that's using the TumbleBooks app on a mobile device. But of course, you can always go to your browser on your mobile device and go to our website and access it that way as well. And that will be the quickest one. So that has been a presentation on TumbleBooks. If you have any questions, you can email us or give us a call, and we'd be happy to show you in person accessing TumbleBooks. So everyone, thanks for your attention and have a great night.